Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to get into one of the absolute cornerstones of Python, strings. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be able to work with text in some really, really powerful ways.
So let's just jump right in with a quick question for you. Think about a password, right? Or a line from a poem you like, or even just a tweet you scrolled past today. They all seem totally different, but in the world of code, they're actually all the same thing.
You got it. They are all strings. To a Python program, any chunk of text, doesn't matter if it's letters, numbers, symbols, whatever, it's all treated as a string. It's kind of like the universal language for any text data you're working with. Okay, so let's break that down. What actually is a string in Python? Once you get this, you've pretty much got the key to manipulating any text you want. So here's the official definition. A string, or strat for short, is just a sequence of characters. It's that simple. Anything you wrap in quotation marks, Python just sees it as a string. It's how we can handle everything from a single character to, a whole novel. Now, there are 3 core properties you absolutely have to know. First, you can use single, double, or even triple quotes, which is super flexible. Second, and this one is huge, strings are immutable. Think of it like a signed contract. Once it's created, you can't go back and change it. This is a good thing. It makes your code way more predictable. To change a string, you actually just make a brand new one. And finally, remember this. In Python, we always start counting from 0. The first item is at position 0, not 1.
All right, because strings are an ordered sequence. That means you can pull out any little piece of them we want with total precision. This is where the real fun begins. Let's talk about slicing and dicing our text. Okay, here's a super easy way to think about this. Imagine a string is just a street. Every single character, and yeah, that includes spaces, is a house on that street. And every house has its own unique address. We call that address its index. That's how Python knows exactly where everything is.
And here's how we use those addresses. We use square brackets. So text 0 gets us the very first character, P. Simple enough, right? But check this out. This is a really cool trick. You can also use negative numbers. Text -1 is a fantastic shortcut that grabs the last character no matter how long the string is. Super useful.
So what if you want more than just one character? Well, that's what slicing is for. You use this format, start, end, and step. This lets you grab whole chunks of the string. The one thing to remember is that the sliced goes up to the end index, but it doesn't actually include it.
Okay, get ready for a little bit of programming magic. This is honestly one of my favorite tricks. If you leave the start and end blank, but you make the step a -1, you instantly reverse the entire string. It is so simple and so powerful. All right, time for a quick quiz to see if you're getting it. Take a look at this code. We're slicing with a step of 4. What do you think is going to print out? I'll give you a second. Got it? If you said POG, you nailed it. It starts at P, then it jumps 4 characters to the space, and then 4 more characters to the G. Nicely done. Okay, so we've totally mastered pulling strings apart. Now, let's flip that around and look at how we can join them together. So putting strings together is called concatenation. And the easiest way is to just use the plus sign, just like you're adding numbers. But here's a little pro tip for you. Doing this over and over again in a bug loop can actually be kind of slow because every single time it has to create a whole new string in memory. So for building really big strings, you might want to look at a different method like .join. So yeah, just adding strings together works, but it can get really messy and hard to read, especially when you're mixing in variables. That's why we really need to talk about string formatting, which is a much cleaner, more professional way to build your text. Python has actually gone through a bit of an evolution here. It started with this old school % formatting. Then we got the dot format method, which was definitely a lot more powerful. But today, the undisputed champion, the one you should almost always be using, is the F string. And here is exactly why F strings are so awesome. You just stick an F right before the quote. Then you can pop your variables, or even do calculations, right inside a pair of curly braces. It is so clean, so easy to read. It's just a game changer. Okay, one more quick quiz for you. If we have these variables for name and age, what's this F string going to print? Yep, the answer is A. The F string is smart enough to see the variable names in the curly braces and just swap in their values automatically. It's so clean. Let's move on to the built-in toolkit that every single string in Python comes with,
These are called methods, and you can think of them like powerful one-command transformations that you can apply to any text.
For example, me to change the case of a string? It's literally one command. Dot upper makes everything uppercase. And of course, there's dot lowercase for lowercase, and even dot title to capitalize just the first letter of each word. It's instant.
What about finding some text and replacing it with something else? The dot replace method is what you're looking for. But notice what it's doing. It's creating a brand new string with the change. This just hammers home that core idea we talked about. The original string is immutable. It never gets changed. Now, if you just need to know where a piece of text is located, you can think of the dot find method as your personal text GPS. It'll tell you the exact index where a substring starts. And if it can't find it at all, it'll return a -1, which is a really clear signal that what you're looking for just isn't there. Oh, and be careful, it is case sensitive.
All right, last quiz, I promise. In our string, where does the substring program begin? Take a second and remember to start counting from 0. Got it? The correct answer is 7. See, Python is indices 0 through 5. The space is index 6, so that means program has to start at index 7.
You know, as we start to wrap this up, I just want to leave you with this thought from the legendary B.B. King. All these skills we've just covered, slicing, formatting, transforming text, they're now part of your personal toolkit, and nobody can take that away from you.
So, the only real question left is, what are you going to do with this power? Whether you're analyzing data, or building a website, or just trying to automate some boring task, you now have the fundamental skills to manipulate text with Python. The possibilities are, well, they're pretty much endless. So go out there and create something amazing.